First, the top news headlines. Manipur awarded the Best Improved State in category of small states at India Today's State of the States 2022. Chief Minister says government ready to build memorial park in honor of soldiers of Indian Armed Forces hailing from Manipur who laid down their lives for nation. Vijay Divas being celebrated across country to commemorate India's victory against Pakistan in 1971 war. And government aims to convert Manipur into total organic state within next 5 years. Farmers urged to shift to organic farming. A very good evening. You are watching IS English News. Before we begin, IS News would like to remind our viewers to practice physical distancing, hand hygiene, wear masks, protect yourself and get vaccinated to ward off COVID-19. This is Suraj Khongban Tabam giving you the news. Now the news in detail. Manipur has been awarded the Best Improved State in the category of small states at the India Today State of the States 2022. This is the third consecutive year that Manipur ranked the top slot among the small states in the country. According to the report, the 5 mantras for the achievement were listed as Chief Minister N. Biren's past experience as a journalist and footballer, that journalism made him aware of the roots of every problem, and the sportsman's spirit helped him become solution-oriented. Mass outreach programs such as the CM Darbar, Go to Hills and Go to Village facilitate in easing public grievances firsthand and detect leaks in execution of government schemes. The immediate steps taken to bring down insurgency ushering in an environment of peace, triggering public confidence and economic creativity. Developing the rural economy based on locally available resources has boosted the MSME sector, with peace always been a catalyst for tourism and the center's focus on the Northeast, leading to massive infrastructural development in the state. Meanwhile, Chief Minister N. Biren expressed immense pride over the achievement and thanked the people of the state for their support and encouragement. He said, quote, "As the state moves forward, a big recognition like this will boost the confidence of the people and provide the state an opportunity to be proud of ourselves." He added that the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams and place their belief for a bright future for Manipur. Chief Minister Nongthoban Biren has assured to build a memorial park in the state in honor of soldiers of the Indian Armed Forces, including Indian Army, Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force hailing from the state who laid down their lives for the nation. The Chief Minister was speaking at the observance of Vijay Divas at 1st Manipur Rifles Banquet Hall in Imphal today. Biren asserted that funds for the memorial has already been allocated and said that the memorial will be constructed at the earliest. He recalled the supreme sacrifices made by numerous defense officers and personnel from the state like Major Bob Khating and Major Laishram Jotin Singh, who died fighting a suicide bomber during an attack on the Indian embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan. He said that Vijay Divas is celebrated every year to remember the bravery and sacrifices of the Indian Defence Forces during the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. He claimed that India has today become a strong nation under Prime Minister Narendra Modi and further highlighted the country's power, including yesterday's test firing of the country's Agni-5 nuclear-capable missile. Biren also lauded the state's achievement of being identified as the most improved state for 3 consecutive years and said Manipur is moving forward in development. The Chief Minister credited the government officials, including security personnel and general public, for the achievement and also thanked the ministers, MLAs, government officials and public for all the support and cooperation. He called upon one and all to continue to work further to turn Manipur into a model state. Biren further stressed the need for a single community-centered agenda of the 35-36 communities in the state and urged them to unite and work together for common good. He also advised people to seek government's assent of or approval before taking up any work on government property or land. The Chief Minister led the attendees in offering obeisance to the martyrs at the event. Artists of the Sri Sri Balmukunda Dev Government Music College also showcased performances at the event. Works Minister Govindas Konthaujam, Power Minister Thongam Biswajit, Health Minister Dr. Sapam Ranjan, Textiles Minister Nemcha Kipgen, Mahut Minister Yumnam Khemchan, Tribal Affairs and Hills Minister Letpa Hokip, other Cabinet Ministers, Advocate General, MLAs, Chief Secretary Dr. Rajesh Kumar, DGP P. Dongil, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Officers of Central Paramilitary Forces, senior government officials, and many people took part in the event.
Defense Personnel Army, Navy, and the Air Force. Government order to any government place, highways, any government, signboard, Yumba, Cat, corporate, distorted, factor.
Vijay Divas is being celebrated across the nation today to commemorate India's victory against Pakistan in the 1971 war. The day forms a very significant part of modern Indian history. It is a reminder of India's emerging as a celebrated country in the 1971 war against Pakistan. Vijay Divas celebrates the fearless vim and vigor of the armed forces. The significance of this day is existent in the hearts of the common folk to this day. Vijay Divas tends to immortalize the story of every single brave Indian Army warriors and sacrifice his life during the 1971 conflict against Pakistan. During the 1971 war, the Indian Army lost 3,900 brave assets. Apart from the soldiers who put their lives on the line for the nation, as many as 9,800 soldiers were severely wounded during the conflict. Tributes pour in from leaders for the martyrs on occasion of Vijay Divas celebration. President Draupadi Murmu said the nation remembers with gratitude the exceptional valor displayed by the country's armed forces during the 1971 war, and stories of their unparalleled courage and sacrifice continue to inspire every Indian. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to armed forces on Vijay Divas, saying that the nation will always be indebted to them for their role in keeping the country safe and secure. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh led a rite at the National War Memorial on the occasion of Vijay Divas, commemorating India's victory over Pakistan in the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. Chief of Defense Staff General Anil Chauhan, Army Chief General Manoj Pandey, Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, and Vice Chief of Indian Navy Vice Admiral S.N. Ghormade also led rites at the National War Memorial. Bangladesh also celebrated Vijay Divas, with President Hamid and Prime Minister Hasina paying rich tributes to the martyrs of the Liberation War at the National Memorial in Savar and to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib at his memorial in Dhanmondi. Chief Minister Nongtoma Biren chaired a meeting on organic natural farming, harnessing its resources and giving due publicity of benefits of organic natural farming to the farmers, etc. today. The meeting was held at the Cabinet Hall in CM's Secretariat. It was organized by the Department of Horticulture and Soil Conservation. Speaking at the event, Chief Minister highlighted the benefits of organic farming and said it strived to attain sustainable agriculture. He said that the key technique to halt or reverse the biodiversity losses caused by agricultural intensification is to switch to organic and natural farming. He stressed the negative effects of chemical fertilizers and further urged the state farmers to shift towards organic farming. Biren also reiterated the state government's aim to convert Manipur into a total organic state within the next 5 years. Deliberations on the wide promotion of using natural fertilizers such as cow excretions and tapping their resources for sustainable growth in the state was held during the meet. According to the data released by the Department of Horticulture and Soil Conservation, the areas of the state which have horticulture potential areas are Churchandpur, Ukhrul, Tamenglong, Senapati, Chandel for the hills, while Imphal West, Imphal East, Bishnupur and Thobal for the valley. State's initiative to boost the agriculture sector, including flagging off for export of 20 metric tons of organic pineapples to Dubai in July, was highlighted during the event. Top officials of the department were present at the meet. "44 Assam Rifles under the aegis of Headquarters 22 Sector Assam Rifles organized a wreath-laying ceremony at memorial constructed by the battalion at Thuilon village, COB Azuiram. The event marked the Vijay Divas commemorating Indian Armed Forces victory over Pakistan Armed Forces in 1971 war. Today's event spread awareness among the locals regarding the importance of armed forces and invoke feeling of patriotism. Battalion personnel offered tributes to the martyrs at this ceremony. Naga People's Front and PF President and former Nagaland Chief Minister Dr. Surkhojili Leizitsu today called on Chief Minister N. Biren in Imphal. During the meet, Surkhojili Leizitsu congratulated Biren on the victorious comeback for the second term as Chief Minister of Manipur. The duo also exchanged views on the collective efforts being taken up for the welfare of various communities and the ongoing activities for the development of all districts in the state. Hills and TA Horticulture and Soil Conservation Minister Letpa Hoke paid homage to brave soldiers on the occasion of this Vijay Divas. In a message, Letpa said, quote, "Let us remember all the brave soldiers who fought in the Indo-Pakistan War 1971 that led to India's triumph over Pakistan and liberation of Bangladesh 51 years ago." Quote, "I salute to the Indian braves who made this supreme sacrifice." Chief Minister N. Biren said Manipur is all set to present the Tamenglong Orange Festival 2022, informing that the festival will be held at Tamenglong from December 17 till 19. He called upon the people to take part in the festival and explore the cultures, traditions, forest and caps, music, food and of course the sweet, juicy oranges. Earlier in the day, Chief Minister N. Biren chaired a meeting with the organizing committee of the Orange Festival. After 2 years hiatus owing to prevailing COVID-19 pandemic, all arrangements have been met for the 17th edition of the state-level Orange Festival. The state government has been organizing the festival every year to promote Tamenglong orange, which is a unique fruit crop found in the state. The Tamenglong orange has also bagged the GI tag. Wide range of events including Orange Queen 2022, concerts, traditional program, camping, etc. will be held during the festival. Four persons, including a minor, were killed in separate incidents of attacks by wild elephants on Thursday in Goalpara district of Assam. A forest official is also among the four killed by wild elephants in Goalpara district of Assam, according to a report. On Thursday afternoon, a herd of wild elephants attacked 3 vehicles plying on National Highway 12 in the Lakhipur area, killing 3 persons, including a minor, on the spot. The deceased have been identified as Jay Bor Ali, Ramani Rabha and his minor daughter Jinisa Rabha. Rabha's wife sustained grievous injuries in the incident. In another incident, a forest worker was killed in an attack by wild elephants in Goalpara district of Assam. The deceased has been identified as Sadyap Rai, 51. Well, it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be back with latest news and updates.
Ana layengi office ki thabak amadi koiba chatpada India gi konung New Delhi da laifam leitabagi awaba koklagani. Delhi airport kayam naknana lairiba Mahipalpur da Manipur miyam gi damakta laizare Hotel Ambrosia. Laifam gi oina lupa lising amadagi hauraga pung kunmari pickup amadi drop ki taxi service laigani. Restaurant service ka loinana tongan ba khudong chaba kaya phangbigani. Vishal Mega Mart, Ambience Mall, DLF Mall amadi irap laptana nungairaba mafam kaya yobada khudong charaba mafam amani. Ngasi ma contact tawbirau Hotel Ambrosia A217 Road number 6 Mahipalpur. Phone number 9643504772.
Electric laktabana maram oiduna asabe ising phanglar haibi nungsa thiningai leitraba. Thompson Solar Water Heater. Contact number 9862669522. Aikhoigi address Hairanggoidong Nithamcha Karong, Imphal West.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching ICE English News. The Indian Army is firmly in control over the situation along the China border. Lieutenant General Kalita made this remark while commenting on the recent clash of the Indian Army with Chinese PLA troopers in Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh on December 9th, as per a media report. The clashes between the Indian Army troopers with that of Chinese PLA occur on occasions due to different perceptions of the line of actual control (LAC) of both the sides. Kalita said such differences are resolved by engaging in negotiations as per laid-down protocols, said Lieutenant General R.P. Kalita, the Chief of the Eastern Command of the Indian Army. If older adults begin taking vitamin D well before they have memory slips, then they might have a lower chance of developing dementia, says a new study published in Alzheimer's and Dementia, the Journal of the Alzheimer's Association. The study found that higher vitamin D concentrations in all 4 brain areas of tested individuals were associated with a 25 to 33% lower chance of developing dementia or mild cognitive impairment. The study is significant because of the first time it indicates how vitamin D is involved in cell signaling pathways that may be part of the neurodegenerative process. Experts in India said, although the study had a small sample size, these were significant findings and further research studies were needed. They have, however, cautioned against excess intake of vitamin D supplementation without medical advice. Let's now have the sports news. In sports today, as Croatia and Morocco picked up the pieces after their World Cup semi-finals defeats, the two teams will welcome the prospect of potentially leaving Qatar on a high when they square up in the third-place playoff on December 17. The match will be played at the Khalifa International Stadium. Luka Modric will play in his final World Cup game as the 37-year-old aims to end his career at football's showpiece tournament on a high. Meanwhile, Walid Regragui's side have won the hearts of the world after a spectacular underdog journey. Hakim Ziyech and co have already made history by reaching the semi-finals, but they will now want to claim a third-place finish. Beating two world-class teams in Argentina and France to reach the final proved to be a step too far for Croatia and Morocco, who handsomely defied pre-tournament odds to reach the semis. Morocco rewrote history along the way to become the first African team to reach the last four of football's showpiece event. Croatia and Morocco will face off in Qatar for a second time after playing out a 0-0 draw in their group opener, just as in 2018 when Belgium and England met each other in the group stage and third-place playoff. Meanwhile, the 2022 World Cup final is set with Argentina and France squaring off at Lusail Stadium in Qatar for soccer's ultimate prize on December 18. 32 teams nation arrived in Qatar last month to compete for the sport's biggest accolade, the World Cup 2022. On a roll with 3 consecutive wins, a confident Indian women's hockey team would look to guard against complacency when it takes on lower-ranked Ireland in the semi-final of the FIH Nations Cup today. The Savita Punia-led team has been unbeaten in the tournament so far, with wins over Chile by 3-1, Japan by 2-1 and South Africa by 2-0 to top Pool B. On the basis of world ranking, number 8 India will start as favorites against Ireland, world number 13, but it would not be that easy to beat the Europeans, who had finished second in Pool A. The Indians have been impressive in the midfield and forward line, with the likes of Salima Tete, Sonika Navneet Kaur, Navjot Kaur, Vandana Katria, young beauty Dung Dung living up to the expectations. In the other semi-final, host Spain will take on Japan. The 8-team tournament is important for India as it brings in a system of promotion relegation, where the champions will be promoted to the 2023-2024 FIH Hockey Women's Pro League, a key event ahead of next year's Asian Games and 2024 Paris Olympics. Before we wind up, let's have a quick look at the top news headlines once again. Manipur awarded the Best Improved State in category of small states at India Today's State of the States 2022. Chief Minister says government ready to build a memorial park in honor of soldiers of Indian Armed Forces hailing from Manipur who laid down their lives for nation. Vijay Divas being celebrated across country to commemorate India's victory against Pakistan in 1971 war. And government aims to convert Manipur into total organic state within next 5 years. Farmers urged to shift to organic farming. Well, that's all for now. Keep watching IS News and have a great evening.